Hello friends and welcome to another round of Modern. We have Alex Sargent playing Tron with Gigantha as the companion versus Spencer Williams playing Grixis Death Shadow with no companion because Luris is banned. This was the first Modern local that we had after the banning, this was the same night as the banning, so everyone who wanted to play Luris adjacent decks had to figure everything out pretty quickly. Like Spencer, quick on the fly, was like, "This is what I'm doing." Like, there are Murktides in the main board, and honestly, his deck it's really cool. It's a little bit off of I think what I would play for Grixis, but he's on to something. Deck is good. Got a lot of cute interactions. Alex is just doing Tron things. We had a map come down, turn one, then a Warping Whale. Sometimes there's a sound on an app where there's a song that plays, it's like spinning like a ballerina. That is sometimes what I imagine goes through the mind of Tron players as they just sit back and they just do their thing. You know, especially when they're playing against people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this thing, this is how I set up my turn." They're just like, "Okay, I'm gonna play my land. Go." Okay, I'm gonna play my land. Here's a 7-mana Planeswalker. Go. Alright, we got a Thoughtseize coming down. There's an Oblivion Stone, a Forest, a Chromatic Star, and a map. Nothing crazy, but it's Tron. We've all witnessed Tron top deck the nuts against us. It's like it's kind of like a mark of passage for Modern. Alex is gonna crack the map, go get the mine, which is the last piece he needs. That's mine, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the mine art. Wow, the white balance was so off for the stream, and I did not notice while we were live.
Dude, if you start, you cannot stop. They will never take you off your list. I get called every day.
I'll have to play around the settings before the stream next time.
Now I'm probably gonna go.
We're gonna play that. I imagine we're just gonna run out the star on the map. Okay. Spencer's going to pick up. See an expressive iteration in his hand. Maybe he's just making his landfall instead. Trying to dig for cards. He's got a lot of cards in hand.
You're like the really rare one.
I'm curious if like Shadow stays this like grindy value engine deck, or that it's kind of been like grindy tempo, or if it just goes back to turboing out 12 12s and punching you in the face. Speaking of a Death Shadow, I wonder if the deck goes back to playing Temur Battle Rage, because you could always just play, have Death Shadow attack, dress down it, and then after dress down's resolved, apply Double Strike with Temur Battle Rage, because you could still apply effects after dress down's gone off, or while dress down is happening. We'll say after it's resolved. Now, I'm not a judge, and I do not know how to properly articulate why you can apply abilities to creatures that have lost abilities, but technically that is what happens. I'm sure somebody could articulate it much better than I could. I just know that it happens. Because Dress Down is a nightmare of a card. Alright, there's a Karn Liberated coming out. Down tick 3, exiling the Death Shadow underneath the Karn. Probably not the worst permanent to have exiled. Because if, Alex restarts the game with Death Shadows in play, they die at least. Here comes an expressive iteration. I see a Murktide Regent, did not see what the other two were. Plays the Polluted Delta for turn.
Go to 8.
Fetching down to 8. Grabs a lovely old blood crypt there.
Each mill 2, and then I get a creature from amongst the from amongst.
Oh my god, does he mind me? And
Play Shadow.
You're Shadow.
There's another Death Shadow.
Yep.
Which I imagine the Karn's just going to eat. But it does get the Karn off the board, right? So. Though he could always, yeah, I would say buy the Gigantha, play the Gigantha, have the Gigantha block the Death Shadow, because Gigantha is a 5/5. And then Karn can just uptick.
I'm gonna play this guy.
Sure.
Play no stone.
Right, 3 mana. Also going to cast an Oblivion Stone.
This card. How do I? So the 30s are just
Alex has a lot going for him here. Gonna uptick that Karn there.
Thinking on what I'm getting rid of.
Planeswalkers are wild.
Jimmy Goy.
Ugh. Folks, what are you playing after Laris's ban? Is there anything that gets you excited? What card are you excited to cast? Now that Laris is no longer something that everyone just kind of has to play. Which isn't really true anyways, but a lot of us still, played it.
What are your life?
I'm at 8.
Okay.
Go to Tux. Yep. Attack card.
Alright, gonna attack the Death Shadow, block with Gigantha.
Heat here.
It's gonna Unholy Heat
Don't have to leave.
with Karn
So when I go to 5.
for 2 damage. It's gonna delve out of Arctide Region here.
You're good.
And just pass the turn.
Draw.
Yep.
Play a star. Sure. Crack a star.
Yep.
Float a green.
Alright, play a star, crack a star.
Down on him.
Down tick 2. Takes the Murktide.
I'm going to.
It's going to crack the map. I imagine to get a Sanctum of Ugin.
Sanctum.
Yep.
Actually, I'm gonna find a blast zone.
Oh, grabs a Blast Zone. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it deals with Dash. Yeah, it deals with a Dash Dragaman.
Put a fate counter on Karn.
Activating Oathstone to put a Fate counter on Karn.
Pass.
Draw.
Picks up another Unholy Heat.
So he's just going to.
Kills card. This card just get returned to normal exile now. Which mana does he have? He has a lot. There's card number 2.
I'm gonna have you discard. That's a good one.
It's gonna take another Murktide Regent. Oh god. Alright, Spencer's just going to scoop it up. Alex is going to get game 1, and we'll be right back with game 2, folks. Alright, folks, we're back with game 2. We've got Spencer on the play. Going to lead with the Scalding Tarn. Going to fetch, assumingly going to 17 as it is Death Shadow, and Death Shadow players like to go down on life total very quickly. Let's work alongside their 1 mana 13/13, right? I imagine that's what it coincides with. Now, it looked like he had a Street Wraith in hand, which, you know, makes sense. I'm not sure if... I wonder how many Street Wraiths he plays. I don't know how many I would play. I think 2 might be a good number. I don't know. Something tells me, like, the deck is still fine as a tempo engine. Like, if you could just take the list that was doing well before Lurrus got banned, and then find room for 4 Murktide Regents, I think you're pretty good. I mean, Dress Down's still a strong card. Bobble and Darcy are still really strong. Ragavan's still really good. I just don't exactly know where they fit in, but Alex is going to Ancient Stirrings here. I'm going to find a Spatial Contortion and just going to pass the turn. There's a Thought Scour. I wonder, like, at one point, the line is drawn between the difference between is it Murktide and Grixis? Shadow Murktide. There's an Alpine Moon naming one of the Tron lands. Don't remember which one. I'm hoping the audio that you folks can hear. Because it's muted, so. Or muted for me, so. I'm going to Nature's Claim the Alpine Moon. Spencer's going to gain 4 life. Nature's Claim against Turbo Shadow seems very strong.
Did they win? What was the score?
121 to 109. Turn. I'll scar myself?
Yeah.
Untap. Upkeep, draw. Play Delta.
Okay. Looks like we're going to be doubling out a Murktide here.
Two Thought Scout, so a 6/6. Cycle to 17?
Yep.
Pass you. 7. I gained 4 off the natural order.
Didn't you fetch and shock after that?
This turn? No, I just played a fetch.
Currently has Alex with
So I
a
played the
4-turn clock.
No, I'm pretty sure you fetched and shocked at the end of his
15.
Unfortunately, was not able to get another spell built in or put into the Murktide. Going to Sylvan Scrying here. If there's ever a time to pop the relic that's on the board while there's a Murktide, it's definitely when they don't have spells.
You have 4 or 5 in here?
4.
Well, this is all my do nothing cards, so you get this one. Play any creature.
I have the stack guy, and I give free throws to both of them.
Just gonna spin the relic, exile the yards, draw a card.
Sure. No instants or sorceries.
Draw.
Yeah. Now keep all fetch. Yep. Go to 11.
Alright, smacking it with Murktide.
Second main.
Put Alex to 14. 3 mana, casting Ashiok. Okay.
Down to target me.
Okay, what is
So
what does she do?
you spells and abilities can't
The
cause
Dream
you to search your
Renderer.
library, and I mill 4 and
Is that
exile
actually no? That's not.
all
Is that Ashiok?
Okay.
Is it Dream Renderer?
So I just mill 4.
Yeah, Dream Renderer. Yo, the Japanese art for that one looks insane.
And pass you.
It's only $4. That's crazy.
It is a 2/3 right now.
Maintenance strikes? So this goes to exile, right?
No. It gets exiled as part of the ability resolving. So it's like every time it refreshes the exile.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's just an instant kill if I'm on this play. Unless you have a Google right now.
Alright, we are resolving an Ancient Stirrings. Finds an Ugin, which is not what you want to see if you're Spencer. Doesn't come out this turn, but it still just gets rid of the board.
You have a card in your hand? No.
Play a sphere.
Okay, it's a Chromatic Sphere.
Rack sphere.
Off of the floating mana, I assume. Yeah. Floating green.
Yep.
Gonna pop the sphere. Gonna draw a card.
2/1.
Finds another Urza's Tower.
I'm at 15.
Yeah. 14. 6/6. Upkeep, I'll fetch.
Get a fetch. Going down to 10.
Gonna go to 8.
Yeah, I wanted to instant kill you so bad. You were just gonna snap and attack one.
Going down to 8. I forgot. It's Death Shadow. They shock all the time. I've been playing a lot of the new Grixis control deck that F. Pauls has been playing. That Fran has been playing on Moto. And that deck one is really fun, but I'm used to watching Grixis decks like fetch and then like put their shockland in tap because they're not playing Death Shadow. Alright, he's gonna activate Ashiok. He's gonna mill 4 cards, exile his opponent's graveyard.
3 cards.
4.
Go to attacks. Attack to 6. Yep.
Alright, attacking in for 6 damage here.
Land for turn. Pass you.
Alright, there's the second tower coming out. I imagine Ugin's going to be coming down here. Or Ulamog, that also works.
And
No, I know. Thank you.
sorry, my bad.
In response,
So to check in if he has this Delirium,
I'm going to Unholy Heat my Murktide.
he's going to Unholy Heat his own Murktide Regent.
This week exile.
I would have had education and it would have been worse.
Play some jump start.
Then I'm gonna play.
Really just pick 2 attacks, you shuffle them both together, and you just play.
Alex is just going to cast a Chromatic Sphere.
Turn.
Yeah, each one's like a theme.
Does it have like lands already in it?
Yeah. Literally just shuffle.
Cards with a whale and
20 cards.
an Uzi.
Spencer has a Kolaghan's Command in hand.
K command modes. You're gonna discard. I'm going to pick up Murktide.
Yeah, I'm gonna pitch.
Both cards were both cards were known about. It was Ugin and the distortion that got picked up off the stirrings. I was like, why did Alex just show him his hand? That's why.
Alright, I know, it's not guaranteed. But
Right, makes him discard a card. It picks up the Murktide Regent. Play Island for turn.
I get this for free. I played a hero. This one. Reveal the top card of my deck. Draw it. It's an ally +3.
I'm gonna cast Second Call against command. Gonna make Alex discard a card.
Ragavan?
Buys back our Ragavan this time. Plays the Ragavan. Plays the Murktide Regent.
Yep. You're up.
Crack, float a green.
Get weaker in your hand.
Alright, gonna activate the Chromatic Sphere here. Going to draw a card. Filter a green.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Finds a Power Plant. And finds a Karn Liberated.
Sure.
Going to exile that. And going to attack into the Warlock. Get the attack trigger. Spencer's going to also buy a Gigantha here.
Cards in?
None.
Attacks, and Spencer's going to
4,
exile 20 cards. That Ragavan is leaping in front of that Titan very courageously.
16, 18, 20. Go ahead. Walk. Yep. Good games.
Alright, and Spencer's going to pick it up. Alex is going to get it 2-0 with Tron against Grixis Death Shadow. Thank you for watching, folks. We appreciate every single one of you who watch these videos. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate that one, too.